So I don't know when I'm gonna upload this. I might make another video, a different video on this, and not upload it. I don't care. I don't have any idea. I'm really upset about Raw. More on something that makes me happy: football. So if you guys weren't there, if you didn't have time, if you don't have the time in the world to watch highlights, updated on the news, I'm the video for you, or not. Subscribers, tell the whole thing. So. The wild card weekend ended, and it came from the NFC with the Eagles advancing to face the Saints this weekend. The Cowboys advancing to face the Rams this weekend. For the AFC, the Indianapolis Colts will face off against the Chiefs, keep it right here, and the Chargers to face off against the Baltimore Ravens. The Patriots. And these are all divisional round games. Still 4 games for one weekend. We won't have the final 2. And we'll have, of course, the Super Bowl that will be where the team isn't playing. I think last year was in Minnesota. This year is Atlanta, where the team that choked we're supposed to be at. But anyway, this might be one of the more popular. This might be a better series than the highest scoring game being 24-22. So let's get this over with because I just want to get this done before I got to go over some WWE shit. This might be posted. I made a secondary channel. Luckily, I want to see what I could do if this isn't working out, just in case. So, yeah, the first game going on is going to be one of the games that I first want to talk about is the most interesting to me, and then we go to the least interesting for the last. So, yeah, let's go over that. We have, of course, the Chargers and Patriots. I think one of the more anticipating games going into the divisional round because it goes over what, in people's opinion, is the one of the weaker teams of the New England Patriots. We've seen often aged offensive line. Of course, Josh Gordon's gone. They don't have the most reliable receivers. They've been shut off. They came up as second seed. They start shutting off as soon as they lost to Miami and other teams. Uh, I can say one thing. This is obviously a weaker team of the Patriots, but it's the postseason. What are you suspecting? I obviously got faith that the Chargers can make this a competitive game, but anything could happen. They can make the Chargers' chances of making it to the AFC title game come to the Patriots yet again, go into the Super Bowl. So anything else, if the defense can keep it up, because obviously the wild card, as I said in my last video, was more defensively orchestrated for the wild card game. It went for almost everyone, especially the Colts and the Eagles. The Chargers were one of them, and they shut off a team that went through a 9-game winning streak. It shut off the Deshaun Watson, DeAndre Hopkins didn't get was the third most had the third most receptions that night. So anything can be possible. I want to see the Chargers that upsetted the Ravens that were one of the top teams help the Ravens into coming back from a rough start of the season. And the Melvin Ingram, Joey Bosa. This team had some great weapons defensively, but their offense, Mike Evans, no, Keenan Allen, Antonio Gates also was no one to sleep on over that game, even though he had 3 receptions. Still primordial parts. This team can attack you from defensive and offensive. So anything else, this will give the Patriots come into trouble. So I have my decision about them. This is just analysis. So the Colts that will be messing with the Chiefs. What can I say? They beat the Houston Texans. Jonathan Joseph, you beat some really good defensive players. You beat some talent, even though Hopkins was still one of the major threats coming out of the Texans. Everybody knew the Texans were reliant in the postseason. So, what are you expecting off Deshaun Watson? That was obviously consistent off the field. He couldn't throw the ball as well as he could have. And Hopkins, that was supposed to be his major target. It was a rough game. Just a rough game for the Texans. So, if it's possible, if the Colts can continue off this momentum, thanks they played a more game, they seem more prepared over a 1-week bye that the Chiefs did. anything could be possible. Next, we have the Eagles. We're going up to the AFC. I mean the NFC. They'll be facing off against the Saints. As much as it felt like the Eagles were equally matched with the Bears, in my opinion, even though the people thought that the Bears were just more better, had more threats. Alshon Jeffrey, Zach Ertz is still a great tight end. You still got Nelson Aguilar that's turning up to be a more primary threat to be a receiver. Nick Foles isn't that bad as much as people want to get him as he used to be a third string quarterback into now he's one of the top guys for the Eagles. You still got a good defense, Fletcher Cox, Darby. Anybody else you can name on, they're pretty good. They're pretty good, but the Saints, the only thing that overshadowed the Saints is their offense. And Drew Brees has been doing well in completions. This 1 week by anything could happen. So, yeah, and plus their teammates are well rested. They didn't play their starters week 17, so anything they had a few weeks of rest. So anybody else are in the top of the game, and I haven't heard any major injuries going on with the Eagles as of late. So this is going to be it's going to be a tough, high-scoring games as it is going to be for the Chargers and Patriots, in my opinion. Next is going to be the Cowboys and Rams. I'm just going to get this straight. As much as I want to see the Cowboys prove everybody wrong and see that they can win more than just one playoff game, it's the Cowboys. What do you have more than just Amari Cooper carrying your team, giving short pass plays into... It's just not the most creative team. They barely survived against the Seahawks, and the Seahawks had a great year. But the Seahawks aren't the best team. Wasn't even that much of a dogfight. It took 3 weeks for, I think, the Rams to clinch the playoffs before the Seahawks did. And it was a poor NFC to begin with, so chances for the Cowboys to, have like 35 points while the freaking Rams have 52. It's just a rough game. That's just my opinion. Nobody else has to agree with me. I think this is just me. Going after the NFC Championship game. I think people think it's predetermined that it's obviously going to be the Rams advancing, the Patriots may be advancing, the Chiefs advancing, and maybe the Eagles. My thought, I think it's the Eagles. Bad luck always comes into the side for the Saints, and I'm not trying to take the change to risk all because of on paper it sounds like the Saints are dominant. I feel like their defense is lackluster, and they've proved it over the past couple weeks that their offense obviously overshadows them in so many ways that people forget that you need a defense to survive. So going up to a conference title games are going to be the Eagles, Rams facing off in the NFC Championship game, and for the Chiefs and Patriots. That's just my thought. I don't know if I'm going to fix this or do some more updates. Thanks for watching.